All right, we're live. I got it working. This is trial number 3. What's up, boys? We're back. It is Tuesday night, and just want to go through a quick pass game install with everybody. That way, I don't got to make you come in early. So let's get right into it here. Biggest change is our way we're going to call our formations and way we're adding some numbers in here. So let's just get right into some of our play calls. So our double slot. We used to do things, double slot was always left to right and everything else was strong to weak. Well, we are going to go from strong to weak, and we're going to designate our double slot formation by our Y, which at this point would be O'Keefe, and whoever else is our Y, it could be anybody. But we will say right, and that aligns our Y to the right, and that will put our Z, usually our quicker receiver, to the backside. So when we call this play in, we will call the right side first. We would call Houston fade. All right. So everything will be from the right side. The call side will tell us which side we're calling first. So that's a little different than we've done in the past. We'll be all right with that. The other thing, our log and rock, you guys will stay on the same side unless we decide that we're going to start flipping you for certain plays. But as of right now, log and rock, you stay the same. It's our Y and our Z, which will change. So that's right, and then left. Obviously, our Y would be on the left side. Okay. So that's pretty simple, and we'll see how those affect our play calls in a little bit. Strong is not new. Okay, we're going to line up as a wing here. This is strong right, and then we have weak right. Okay, this is our Z, our rock, and our log. Okay, even if we flip you, we're still going to consider this guy the Z and this guy the H in this formation. That's not new. So the one part that is new is the way we're going to call our pass game, our protections, and this doesn't affect the receivers that much, but it will affect the running backs, and we'll talk more about that in the running back and O-line install. But in this case, we would call 53 mesh left. Okay, 53 is a route for our running back now, and we're going to tell him that he's out on a swing route. We could change his route with a number, and we'll get into that in the other video. But mesh left is the same play as last year. Okay, it's a full field concept. We're reading 1 to 2 to our crosser is number 3. Our first crosser, you're at 5 yards. I'll add that into this install. I think it's on the next sheet. And this one's at 4 yards. Our first crosser, you are not avoiding that linebacker. Okay, so for seniors, this is not a new play. It is an old play. We like to call this one last year. So that's mesh left. And then we have, obviously, the other side, mesh right. This would be called 54. So 54 is a protection call for the O-line. 4 is a swing route by our running back. So we would call this 54 mesh right, or a more familiar sound would be 54 is like copper. Okay, so it would be like 54 copper mesh right. Again, corner route at 10. He's our number 1 look. We're going to win here if we can, so we'll probably cheat our splits down a little bit. First cross at 5 yards. Don't avoid the linebackers because we don't mind setting a pick, but obviously don't block them. And then this crosser is at 4. You're our number 3 receiver if the Sam decides to cover the back. All right, so this is a little bit new and a little bit old. All right, so sail. Okay, so I got the formation here is left. Okay, formation is left, and we're running sail left. Okay, so sail by our number 1 receiver, and how we number our receivers is we got number 1, number 2, number 3. These guys are considered our backside receivers. Okay, number 1, mandatory outside release. You have a vertical. Okay, versus press man. We'll take a shot. We'll take a shot at that if no one's over the top. All right, this is not just a clear out route, but it's very important to get an outside release so that our corner is not unloading or going to pick any of these out. So mandatory outside release, fight for the top of the numbers or that yellow line. Don't get pushed all the way to the sideline, right? We want you to have a lot of room out here to get a vertical ball. Our number 2, you are going to run an inside release on this Sam, okay? Inside release him and get a good stem inside and push up to 10, and then we're going to speed out at 10 yards, okay? when we're in zone, when a lot of our zone looks, we're hoping to get this route. We're hoping to get this catch in here. Okay. And if this route gets covered up by the SAM, all right, we expect the free safety to be getting depth. If the SAM covers up this route, well, then what do we have? We have our running back on the flat route. Okay. So how it'll work, vertical is going to clear out the corner. All right. Free is probably going to be bailing a little bit to help. We look for our out. If the SAM covers the out, we have our flat. If the backer covers the flat, we're going to have our other 4-yard drag coming across by our rock or by our log on the other way. Okay, so cheat your splits down and stay shallow, because one rule that linebackers pretty much have, any route below 5 yards, they're not going to collision it because you have routes that open up behind them. So as you can see, if everything was covered, they can't collision you because they'd be leaving a dig right behind them wide open. Okay, so this is sail left. So we got to understand, if it's sail left, what do we have over here on the back side? I have a dig by number 2, and I have a 4-yard drag by our rock. And really, you're aiming at the heels, and you're just going to gain depth of 4. If you're getting the ball, you're getting it over here once all this stuff gets cleared out. Okay, so that's left, sail left. We could call right formation and run sail left as well. It's not always the Z on the 10-yard in, so don't think that. Guys, when you're studying these plays, make sure you know all of the routes and concepts depending on where you are, because as the formations change, you still have to know where you're supposed to be. And this is just right formation, so here's our Y, here's our Z on the back side, and we're calling 54 sail right. Okay, 54 is a flat route. Mandatory outside release, inside release, get a good stem inside before we break on our speed out. Our flat route, okay. Backside, we're going to have a dig and a shallow. Okay, we're calling this a shallow here. Aim for the heels and get 4 yards as we're coming across, staying out of the contact zone by our linebackers. Okay, so here's something old and something not old. Okay, so we have our formation is right. So we're calling snag on our call side, and our back side, we're going to have a new concept that we're just calling hitch. Okay. What hitch is it's basically, we've done this before in 2 minutes. It's a hitch fade read. Okay. Or hitch seam read. All right. So in other words, if you're pressed or there's a guy within 4 yards of you and he's covering you tight, you're just going to do a vertical. Same thing by number 2. If there's a guy within 5 yards of you, you're just going to clear him out. Okay. The reason for that is if we can clear this guy out, we can throw an easy hitch. All right. Or if we're in, press man across the board, we could have vertical shots. What we're going to do on this play is if they leave one of these hitches open, we're going to take it. We'll take the easy 5 yards that they give us. On our call side is our snag set. Our rock, we should probably cheat in a little bit. We'll cheat our splits in just a little bit. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to run a 6-yard route and sit as soon as we cross the SAM. Okay. As soon as we cross the SAM. Our number 2, we're running a 10-yard corner, and our tailback, we will either put you on a flat or a flare. So in this case, we're in 54. Okay. Or excuse me, we're running 52. All right. 52 snag hitch. All right. We do got a little clip of it from last year. All right, let's go back to this and just talk through some of the routes here. So Summers here, as soon as he gets to that backer right there, he's already cleared him. We're going to sit down right now. Okay, this is not a great decision here because we could high low this corner. All right, so if we look, we have our choice of our corner or our sit. So we want to read a corner. Okay, sit, swing. And we're kind of reading it backwards and don't get very many yards on it. All right. But receivers, when you clear as soon as you clear the backer, sit down. Or as soon as he clears you, sit down, show your numbers, and expect the football. All right. And backs, we got to be out of there. So that's not a new play for us. Just what we're tagging with backside's a little bit different. All right. So now here we have left, snag hitch. Again, Z's. This doesn't mean that we won't call it to your side. It's just an example of how we would call it. There's a very good chance we would call it to your side, and we definitely will, especially when we get into 7-on-7. Okay, so don't start thinking, oh, I only have this. You have to know this, and you have to know that, okay? Seniors, you guys know that. Juniors, be aware. Okay, again, hitch, fade, read. Guy within 5 yards, clear him out. Guy bails, do the hitch, okay? Quarterback will be deciding pre-snap if I'm going to take any of these the hitches over here. All right, so here we have our first slide. This is not a play, okay? What you need to do, you need to text me your name and your goal for the season. A lot of you guys have your phone numbers. I don't have everyone's. I need that. So text me, 708-250-5849. Give me a goal for the season, okay? If you can't think of one for the season, give me one for the summer. Can't think of one? Hey, win. Win's an easy goal. All right. So again, 708-250-5849. You could pause this now, or it's in the install. Check it out. Text me. All right. So here's how we're calling our, again, our quick game. All right. Right formation. So we're going to talk to the right side first. Fade. All right. Not a new play for us. Tucson. Juniors, make sure this is a speed out. Okay. Our protection, we'll be calling 31 and 7-on-7 in this slot, and I'll go over the other stuff with the backs later. So we have 31, fade, Tucson. And here we have how we would call it the other way. We have right formation. Now we have Tucson fade on. Okay, so we're always going to talk to our Y side first. So just be aware of that, and we'll be good to go. This is our 30 protection. Okay, 30 is like Roger and Louie. And on the other side, we'll get into that. Receivers, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, again, we have right. Okay, right, Tucson, Houston. Okay, Houston is just our double hitches. Our Z's, make sure that if there's a guy over you and he's inside of you, pin him inside. Get inside of him and box him out. Don't do your hitch outside of somebody. Get inside of him. Yes, you're probably going to be covered, but if by doing that, you're going to open up a nice passing window for your log. So be a good teammate. Get inside position and box out on hitches, okay? Don't hitch on outside of people. The other thing on Tucson here, so here's left, Tucson, Houston. This is a mandatory outside release, an MOR, so make sure we do that, okay? 5-yard hitch. 5-yard hitch and sit. Don't drift inside at the backers, okay? Because we're going to be reading this Sam linebacker and throwing off him. This is very much like stick and quarterbacks. I'm sure you and Coach E Jr. will be talking a lot about that. Okay, so that is a quick little introduction to our passing game install. Okay, guys, study the plays. There's not a lot. All right, we're going to go over these calls for 2 days. Wednesday and Thursday, and then Saturday we have a 7-on-7. I will not be there. I'll be at Special Olympics downstate at ISU, but hopefully we're gonna have a great couple days throwing the ball around, and you guys are gonna enjoy Coach Bag. He's very pumped up about coaching the wideouts. We've been meeting all week, going over past game calls and going over very detailed assignments. So have fun, enjoy the video. Any questions about anything, text me. Is easier, is faster than Huddle, because Huddle, I get the text and I got to log into Huddle. That's a pain. So text me if you have a question, okay? And make sure you're checking your Huddle. If you're not checking it, you might not get in tomorrow. All right, just so you know, guys that aren't checking Huddle, we don't plan on playing you. Okay, so to your first step in getting some playing time, check the Huddle, watch the video, ask questions, let me know that you watch it. All right, guys, excited to see you tomorrow. I'll see everyone nice and early for that testing, and let's get after it. All right, go Crusaders.